Good day. Today I'm gonna be discussing data models, chapter 17, improving your data models. So yeah, basically in this lesson, focusing on improving the models that we created and creating instances by using those models in order to create subscribers for our database and courses as well. So yeah, what are instances? Basically, an instance is like an object, right, that you create, or you can say an occurrence of an object, and it also like follows a specific blueprint referring to the schema here, which structures the data. So let me first discuss subscriber.js, which is the model that we built within here, and also adding these functions as well for our instance that we'll create in order to create our subscribers for our database. So basically here, so essentially this is a variable subscriber schema, and we're using the schema to create the blueprint of our data, to structure the data. So we have name, email, zip code as keys, and then attached to name as a value pair, we basically have here that it's a string, and then required means that is true. So then basically it has to be used when you create an instance. You have to put the name, include the name when creating an instance. Then email, same thing, it's a string and required is true. Then the zip code as well, the type is a number. So that is basically the schema of the data for a specific subscriber. Then over here I added a function here. This basically returns the subscriber's information. So here I have get info, but firstly I use the subscriber schema, which is this here. Then dot methods. Reason I'm using subscriber schema is to inherit this structure. Then dot methods allows me to create new methods. The method that is created is get info. So I have my get info method here, and within it here I have a function. This function returns the name, email, and zip code, right? So the name, email, and zip code. And as a string, within the string we put this dot name, this dot email, and this dot zip code to have the name of the subscriber we're creating from the instance. So this over here and this keyword is basically referring to the specific instance we created in order to have the name, email, and zip code for that subscriber. So paying attention to this get info function here, that's basically added to our where we create our models. So with this I can use this for my instance. So if I go to here in test.js, basically here I've created an instance. It's a constant new subscriber equals new subscriber, and then I've placed the values, the key pair values over here. This creates an instance, so it's basically creating the document that is for our database to create a subscriber. So the name is equal to Tom, email, as you can see the email there, and the zip code as well. That's the instance that's created. And then to basically log this information, right, I have here console.log new subscriber. New subscriber is referring to the instance here, new subscriber. So we're using new subscriber dot get info. Get info is the function I created in my subscriber.js where my model is. So here we're calling this function using the instance because of this, or because of the this keyword. So using this instance over here. Hence why I put new subscriber dot get info. And what that does is using this instance and calling this function, basically what it does is it returns the name, email, and zip code, right, for that specific instance according to this schema over here. So when I log that, basically let's look for it. It basically shows here that is logged the name, and then it shows the email over here, and it shows the zip code. That's because I created the instance based off my models over here. So that's specifically for that. And you can also use the find local subscribers with the instance. You can call find local subscribers with the instance the same way I called the get info function or method. Then let's see. In order to create, in order to add what's this, a new subscriber to the database, can do that by creating an instance, but with a difference. Instead of just saying new subscriber, I can say subscriber.create, and that will create a new subscriber within my database, and the subscriber will have all this information, which is basically inherited from the model we created, the model I created here. So as soon as I create that, I can of course log it, and then it will log all the information for that subscriber, which is the document. But it's also saved here in the subscribers collection as a document over here, as you can see, the name, big man, email, and the zip code. So yeah, that's how that works. Then I also have a course.js, which is for my courses, for the application. So this is a model that creates a structure for the courses, right? Data. So of course, using schema, we create the blueprint of our data. So structuring the data with key value pairs such as title, description, items, and zip code, and then the values attached to those keys over here. As you can see, items takes an array, and then zip code here takes a number, and so on. And the name of the model is course. And then you can create a course as well using the structure of that model. And as soon as you create a course, then it's basically saved to the database as well, the same way the subscriber was saved to the database. So over here I have a constant which is tis course, and basically course refers to the model. So I'm using course to create a new course. and then this is the document, right? The new course with the values over here, such as title, description, zip code, and items. So because I've attached those values to those keys, that's basically what shows in the document that is stored in the database now. So when I go to my database and go to courses, that data is saved over here. As you can see, the title of the course, description, and the zip code. Then yeah, over here I've created a bunch of subscribers for the database and use insert to insert them to the database as well. And then it shows them all of those subscribers are created over here. But yeah, mainly in this lesson touching on the functions we added to our models over here, and creating instances by using this model and calling these functions as well. So yeah, that's a summary of lesson 17.